Hey class, here's the strategy you can use to complete Independent Project 7-4. One of the reasons why we're running into issues in the classroom is because the file is being corrupted by the number of files downloaded into the folder you're working on. So at home, or even if you wanted to do this at the school, here's what you need to do. Create a, a folder on your desktop. Here I have a folder called Excel, and make sure there's absolutely nothing in it whatsoever. Okay, so make sure you have a folder created on your desktop. So now once you have that folder, you can go into SimNet and then download the project files. Okay, once you bring in the project file, you can just move that. I'm going to just move that directly into the folder I just created. All right, so now let me just minimize this. And in the folder, here's the project file with my name on it. What I would recommend you do next is rename this. Rename it as something more generic. I'll call it Project 7 hyphen IP. Okay. All right, I'll call it Project 7 hyphen IP. So once you have that open, once you have that saved, I'm just going to go ahead and just open it in Excel. And just go through the steps in Excel. So let's just do this together. Enable editing. And the first thing it's asking you to do is to apply some data validation. Okay, so data validation on G6 to G10. I'll go into data, do the data validation. And here I'm creating a list. And the list is going to read 2,000, 5,000, and none. And the input message, if someone were to, if someone needed to know what was in that range, the input message, the title is data entry. And the input message is and in case something was entered incorrectly and you needed to alert the end user, so in here the title for the error alert is, and the message for display will be period. All right, so okay, I've just completed number 3. I'm going to go to number 4 on the IP project. So here it's asking me to unlock A6 to D10 and G6 to G10. So I'm just select A6 to D10, hold down the control key, G6 to G10, right click on it, select format, go to protection, and just remove the lock. Okay, got that done. So now it needs a password protection on the worksheet using the password A. So I'm going to go to the review tab and I'm going to protect the sheet. And the password is password A. In addition to that, allow users to select lock and unlock cells and give them the ability to edit objects. Once you select OK, Excel asks you to verify your password. So let's just verify the password. And let's select OK. All right, so we've protected the sheet. Next, we go into share the workbook and allow changes. So I'm up to number 6. All right, so let's share the workbook. Allow changes by more than one user. And you can notice up here in the title bar, it's not shared right now, so that's how you can tell. And then on the advanced tab, we want to maintain a history of up to 25 days. So I'm just going to click in here and put in 25 and select OK. All right, so Excel gives you a dialog box asking you to save the workbook. Select OK. So now let's go ahead to number 7, and we'll protect the shared workbook and allow for sharing with track changes. So to do that, we'll select Protect Shared Workbook, check the box, and select OK. All right, so now I'm up to number 8, where I'm going to insert the following comments in cell A7. So select A7, right click, and insert comment. You can also just go up to review and select new comment. So in here, I'll just select insert comment, and the comment is all right. Once I have the comment, I'm going to go ahead and save the file. So I'll just go ahead and select a save icon. File it save. And I'm going to make a copy of this shared workbook and give it a new name. And you could just give it any name. I wouldn't recommend, you use your initials, Excel 7-4, like they have it in number 9. I'm not sure which machine you'll be working on, but I think it's better to just keep it as generic as possible, because when you're sharing workbooks, it's important to have unique names on your in your workbook. All right, so let's just go ahead and make a copy of this. I'll just do a file save as. It accomplishes the same task. So do a file save as. File, save as, and I'll save this as LK underscore IP underscore 07. Very unique. Hit OK, and you can see it changes to LK. All right. So now I'm working off the copied version, and you wouldn't be marked wrong by the system by using a unique name, because you're not uploading this file at all. So the system wouldn't recognize that you've used a unique name and not your initials. Okay. So click on A6. I'm on number 10, and we're going to change that to landscape keyer. Landscape keyer, press enter, and insert the following comment in cell A10. So select A10. I'm going to right click, insert a comment that reads, oops. Let me just undo this, because let me just get rid of this, delete this comment. Started typing it wrong. Just want to make sure it's done right. All right. All right, so we have our comment of this as 10B as in Bravo. And now we're going to save and close the file. So I'm just going to go ahead and say File. And once I select Close, it will automatically ask me to save it. And I'll say Save. And now the file is saved and closed. All right, so I'm going to move on to number 11. And this is where you will do the compare and merge workbooks. So you have your original workbook, and then you have this workbook that you shared, and now you want to check the data between both workbooks and have your original updated based on what new information you have on the copied version. All right, so let's look at number 11. We have the compare and merge workbooks command on the QAT. That's the quick access toolbar. So just go ahead and open up the original file. So in here, I'll just select File, and this is the original that I created. So I'll bring that back in. Okay. All right, so I'm on number 14. So to highlight changes not yet viewed, um, let me just make sure. So open the workbook. Okay, so now we're going to do number 13. Just want to make sure we're doing this step by step. So on 13, we're going to merge the original to the copied version. Okay, so in here, this is where we were all having issues in the lab or the classroom. So on the QAT, I'll select compare and merge. You will receive the message. This action will now save the workbook. Do you want to continue? Select OK. And now you're going to merge what you've created on the copied version, which is this one that I created. So I'm going to select the files to merge into the current workbook. And when I select that, you can see it did the merge. Didn't receive any error messages whatsoever. So you can see the new information from the copied version has been merged with the original workbook. Okay. All right, so I hope that makes sense. So let's look at number 14, highlight changes not yet reviewed by everyone. So I'm going to go down to track changes, select highlight changes, and it's looking for not yet reviewed by everyone. So I'll select the down arrow, not yet reviewed, and on the who side, I'll select by everyone, and I'll select OK. All right, so now it's going to ask me to accept all changes. I'm on number 15. So the copied version, I brought that into my original, and I want to take a look at the changes that were made that are different from our original, and then I have the right to accept or reject it. So back again on the review tab, in the changes group, select the down arrow, select accept and reject changes. And I'm interested in not yet reviewed. So that's what I have right now, and not yet reviewed from everyone. So when I select OK, it tells me the changes that were made from the original. So you can see cell A6 had been changed, lawn maintenance to landscape care, and that's fine. So here I'm going to accept all changes, and that's done. So now I'm going to move on to 16, where I'm going to unshare the workbook and incorporate the comments. So first you need to unprotect the shared workbook. So select unprotect, and that's done. Then I'm going to click the share workbook button, which is right here, and clear the checkbox in editing. And that's done. Select OK. And then you receive this message. The action will remove the workbook share used. So if this is going to be removed, you select yes, and the shared workbook use is gone. So far, so good, I hope. So I'm on 16C, as in Charlie. All right, so in A as in alpha 7, in A7, I'm going to type trees and shrubs. Trees and shrubs, press enter. And in 10, in A10, I'll type consultant, press enter. And now I need to save and close the workbook. And this is very important. You need to save it with the original name in order to upload it. Very important. So here I'm going to select File, do a Save As, and I'm going to change this name to what SyncPath would recognize, which is my first name, capital L, a period, my last name, put a hyphen, and then the name of the project file, put a hyphen, 07.xl, XLSX, and then hit save. So now it's saved in a format that SyncPath will recognize. So once that's done, you can go ahead and upload your file directly into SyncPath. So let me just bring it up. This is all done. And now you can just go ahead and upload it and you should be fine. Okay? So let me just give it a shot over here and see if we can go through with it. So I'll select upload. I'll go into my Excel, select the file, hit yes to submit. And if I did everything according to the instructions, you should receive 100. All right, folks. Any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.